I hate subscription services, whether it's streaming, web apps, memberships like the gym. I don't understand why I have to constantly have a subscription based model for something, but where I draw the line is on my data. I don't know about you, but I'm not comfortable storing my data in the cloud, because if the data is on someone else's computer, is it really still your data? In our capitalist society, there are two options: storing your data on your own computer or storing your data on someone else's computer. I am not comfortable having my primary backup of my data on the cloud. So if you're still watching this video, these are 3 reasons why you should ditch cloud storage. Subscription models are parasitic demons. They are demonic entities that have spawned in on Earth in order to suck you dry of your money, taxed by the ultra rich owners of the cloud services. AWS, I'm talking Azure, I'm talking Google Cloud, I'm talking all of them. Monthly subscriptions have been creeping up on us since the get-go, alright? I don't know about you, but it feels like tomfoolery that I can't have a one-time purchase on an app or service, and therefore I have to pay monthly subscription to use the services anyways. But when you look at cloud storage, they kind of charge you a one-time payment for a certain capacity of storage. Take for example like iCloud, which is charging about $1 for 50 gigs. At some point, you're gonna need more than 50 gigs. Whether you're recording video, downloading music, sooner or later you're gonna realize that you don't have enough storage on your phone. Apple is kind of gatekeeping you. I need y'all to wake up. Look how Apple is price gouging you with iCloud. Think about it. The base trim of a MacBook is 256 gigabytes of storage. The base trim of an iPhone is 250 gigabytes of storage. Do you think my MacBook should have the same amount of storage as my iPhone? No, because I would think I would want to back up my iPhone to my MacBook. But I can't do that because they're about the same size anyways. It's actually less storage than an iPhone, even though they're the same storage. Why? They give you a problem and they sell you a solution. The solution is iCloud. Hey, if you need more storage, $0.99 for 50 gigabytes. That's whatever, bro. It's like $1. You're complaining about $1 online. Like, bro, like you're so broke. If you multiply that $1 across the millions of iPhone users that are baited into this pricing model, they're sucking us dry, no diddy. I can't stand for this. That's why I'm sitting. It is demonic what they're doing. They're doing rituals on us. They stealing from us in broad daylight and we letting it happen. What is that dollar at the end of the year? That's $12. What if you put that dollar in the S&P 500 at the beginning of the year? You would get 4% back. That's 4 cents you would have made in interest that you didn't have in the first place because you wanted to spend $1 to save your photos on iCloud. Next, I want to talk about trading convenience for privacy. What you learn very quickly if you study cybersecurity, everyone has your data already, which is kind of scary. Does that mean you should continue to live your life putting all your stuff on public like that? I don't think so. Can you take measures to cut back on your digital footprint? Yes. Am I doing myself a favor by making YouTube videos? No. Are you really okay giving up your privacy in exchange for convenience? Let me read this quick AI generated summary. The Apple FBI encryption dispute stemming from the 2015 San Bernardino terrorist attack involved the FBI seeking a court order to compel Apple to create a custom software to unlock a locked iPhone belonging to one of its shooters. Apple refused, arguing that such tool would create a backdoor, compromising the security of all iPhones and setting a dangerous precedent. The FBI ultimately bypassed Apple's encryption using a third-party tool. The reason why everyone loves Apple iMessage is not because it's blue. My friend recently switched to a flip phone and all our chats are green now. I hate them. I don't text in that group chat no more. I don't hate them. But another thing you didn't know is Apple iMessage is encrypted end-to-end. That means Apple themselves cannot even see what's being sent over iMessage. But what happened was the FBI asked Apple to give them access such that they can see certain data from an iPhone, or do they keep that person's privacy? Ethical dilemma. The guy was a shooter, period. But if this happened to Apple, this can happen to everyone. Google Cloud can give up your data to authorities with probable cause. And here's another thing. Did you know that companies that provide cloud storage for photos might have a clause in the terms and conditions to train their large language models, aka AI, on your data? What? Google Photos is training AI detection, object detection, face recognition, all of that mumbo jumbo on your data if they are on Google Photos. But you might say, yes, I'm willing to give up that privacy in order for my convenience. If my photos and videos are on Google Photos and I want to use their AI search function to say pictures of my dog or pictures of my grandma out in the beach. This is awesome. This is amazing if I have an archive of like 10 years of photos. Yes, but did you know there's free apps that already do that for you? May I introduce you to Photo Prism? Don't even connect it to the internet. Put it in a Docker container, seal it shut. Kushina, 9 tails, baby. Like, it's not leaving. That data is staying there. The data is yours, where you don't have to sacrifice privacy for convenience, and they're free. That's a win-win. The perfect service level availability, reliability. If you didn't know, the gold standard for cloud service providers is to hit the target mark of 11.9% uptime. In recent weeks, several iPhone, iPad, and Vision Pro users have reported a troubling issue. Their iCloud notes have disappeared after accepting Apple's updated iCloud terms and conditions. Many users voiced their frustrations on social media, fearing that the important data, including locked notes, often used for sensitive information, have been permanently lost. This was recent, by the way. This is 2024 of December. Even the great iCloud, Tim Cook himself couldn't stop that 11.9% service level agreement uptime, baby. What are we gonna do? I don't want to be that guy that tells you that you lost your data because your only backup was in the cloud. Let's say you put your whole life story in the cloud. I'm talking terabytes of data there. And then for some reason, your data was lost. You might be able to sue the cloud service provider. You probably win if you lost that much data. That's low-key kind of crazy if that ever happens. But then what happens in the end? The data is still lost. I don't know how important that data was to you, but for me, I don't want to lose pictures from my childhood. All right, I don't want to lose the data I wrote in my notes app when I was a kid. Like, for example, there's some scripts I wrote when I was a kid for like some YouTube videos that I want to film still. Like, imagine if I lost that. I'd be kind of devastated, no? Once you understand that first, you'll come to realize that having your primary data on cloud is not a good solution. Introducing the world of network attached storage, a NAS. For you nerds out there, you probably know what this is, so click ahead. For you consumers out there, you don't know what I'm talking about, once you set this up, it's gonna show up like a Windows File Explorer folder. Not only can you make it available to everyone on the network to use, like a file share, you might have heard of that. Like, the thing about a NAS is if you build it yourself, you can choose the redundancy of your data. The word today is redundancy. What is the perfect redundancy? It is the 3-2-1 model. The 3-2-1 model says you must have at least 3 copies of your data. 2 copies of them should be on different sites, and 1 copy of them should be in the cloud. As a consumer, you probably only need 1 NAS. You probably don't need a second NAS in a completely different off-site grid. Realize that I'm not saying ditch the cloud entirely. This day and age, that's impossible. Thing about a NAS, you can choose the redundancy you need to know for sure you're not gonna lose the data you need. And because you have complete monitorization of your data, you can see the health of the drives, the health of your storage pools, the data's backing up correctly. But cloud storage, I can access it anywhere in the world. I can access it anywhere. Are you willing to give up your privacy for some convenience? The method is not inconvenient. People think it's inconvenient because it's like 4 to 5 extra more steps. But if the steps are negligible, I think it's worth not giving up your privacy. But KP, I want to have the data available over the internet. That's possible too. You can make the NAS publicly out of your router, port forward that baby. What if you had your movies on there? Your NAS can have all the movies you legally purchased. Plex or Jellyfin is hosting itself on the public, so you can have your own Netflix anywhere in the world. I don't feel comfortable. You can also VPN to your own home network. Did you know you can do that? Granted, you still have to pay a subscription model, but see what I'm getting at here? I'm not saying ditch cloud completely. That's not the main point of the video. I'm telling you, be smarter with your data. When the inevitable doom comes and AI takes over the world, you look at the face of Grok IRL and it's you because you allowed it to train on your data? Nah. Not me. I'm gonna look like that to my AI. Who is to blame if the service ever goes down? Imagine them in the office. They're all remote working while we slave away in our 9 to 5s. Hey, what should I eat for lunch? And then boom, business can't access the data. OneDrive is on fire. AI is taking over the world. What can you do? Let me tell you what you can do if you had a NAS. You can just walk over to your NAS and turn it back on. If you own the hardware, that is the perfect service level agreement. Number 1, subscription models are parasitic and parasites are the devil. Number 2, do not trade your privacy for convenience. Number 3, always trust on 100% service level agreement reliability. But enough of the yap. How hard is it to actually build a NAS? Chat, it's build time, baby. Let me know.
That was a little too small. Absolutely enormous.
First, remove the PC. Boom, 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 boom.
That's a mobile. That's a hissy.
Back remove.
Booty shot. 2 4 terabyte hard drive. Putting it in.
Chat. 1. Yes, sirree.
It's not even a frame. Show one. CPU 5632 megabits. Asus B455 Mini ATX edition. Johnsbo N4 Omega Ultra Mini custom fit wooden trim on this bad boy. I did not see a tutorial on this build either, so we're gonna be freestyling this.
Wire, continue scrubbing the CPU.
Who is that girl I see? Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm like an Xer. I'm gonna do a little X. It's the Thermomix contact and then
You gotta put a disclaimer like, do not.
This is a good example of how much thermal paste you need.
No, it's not.
You can always have too much, but you can't have too little.
I think you messed that one up.
Clean up your workspace. CPU is not even put down. This one, you could be a little more rough with it.
Stop. No, don't look at me like that. It don't fit.
Hallelujah.
Make sure the little glue is hooked up to the right spot. Can't see anything.
The widow's peak is crazy. Nah, bro, that's a widow's
Let's
triangle.
snap your rabbit.
There you go.
Take them off.
Take 'em out.
How much out of my ideas we're singing?
We're out of ideas, bro. Just order food at this point if you're not gonna help.
I'ma make you pump like that.
Make you pump like that. Make you So guys, that's my 13th reason why I believe you should switch to a home NAS server instead of paying for those pesky cloud subscriptions. If you're still interested in learning about tech or even learning about me, stay passionate, stay motivated, stay on my channel, click any of these videos right here, and I'll see you on the next one.